tell you about myself that will coincide with an icebreaker is when life throws you lemons, squeeze all that you can out of the lemon and discard the rest. In 1999, I had brain surgery. I had a malformation on my motor cortex. And in having a malformation on my motor cortex, at the age of 26, I started having seizures for no reason. After test, I realized that money didn't matter anymore because I was the sole breadwinner of home. My husband was working a job, but he wasn't working enough to pay all the bills. I had a young son, and at that moment in my life, I realized that money didn't matter, but what mattered was love, life, and laughing. And now they have a big old thing about it now. So basically, I had to look at the limits that were thrown to me and realize that once I got the joy out of being with my family, that God would take care of everything, including finances, and that you can go on and be healed, then I just threw the rest of that stuff away. The second thing that I've learned was that you don't win, lose, and draw. You win and learn. I know Jason probably got that Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn quote today about when you win and you learn. Every time that we make a mistake, we don't lose. We learn something. We say to ourselves, I should have done this way. If I would have done this differently. And because I am a North person, and in personality tests, let me give you an explanation. A North person is a person who sees the forest and go after the forest instead of looking and deciding what to do. So I'm headstrong and I go forth and I do things without having a real clear plan of once I get there, what am I to do? So I get to the situation and I say, okay, I'm here. And everybody's like, okay, now what are you supposed to do? So basically what I have to end up doing is come back and regroup and learn what I am supposed to do. So I didn't lose anything, I just learned a lot more. And the third thing that I've learned that no one stops you but you. Oftentimes we get in certain places of our lives and we get befuddled and things don't coincide with one another and we amass this great amount of stress because of the things that we say we can't do. I submit to you today, my friends, you can do anything that you set your mind to. You can climb mountains, you can leap over troops, you can even sing if that's what your heart's desire is. But if it isn't, then guess what? You still can do a whole lot more. We are individuals. We are not a collective clone body like Star Wars, okay? They're clones. They have to follow a directive. But you're an individual. And if there is something out there that you would like to do it. Because no one stops you but you. And in closing, I would like to just reminisce on something that I had happen to me, and it was a very funny thing. I have a 20-year-old son, and he said, you know what, Mama? We have been through a whole lot of things. And I said, yeah, we really have. We went from dealing with the brain surgery to dealing with the tornado, to dealing with the floods down in Cape Girardeau. And he said, but you know what really happens? When all of that, we sum it up, is that we learn how to live life and we live life to the fullest. I want you to live. And by my example, I want you to live life to the fullest. Because you don't know the day or the hour that you have to close your eyes. And I want you to leave here empty and not full. I am Dr. Camesha Carter. You have a great day.